Hi, I'm Rob. This is Gems of War and it's Guild Wars Day 2 Green Day. It's a fun day, there's lots of different teams you can use for this. I like a particular team for this, and this is my Guild Wars Attack Green team. It's super offensive. We start with Essence of Evil, is the hero weapon. Fantastic weapon, it just puts every negative status on the enemy, stops them being able to cause you damage if you put it on the enemy in first place, or stops skull damage at least, stops them being able to cast, and they can die at any moment. It's a really good hero weapon, and probably my favourite hero weapon out of all of them, to be honest. And it's extremely good. Queen Beatrix is in second place. She creates a lot of green and brown gems, which is really good because it charges up the whole team and charges up Wild Queen at the same time, and with a reasonable chance of getting back an extra turn as well, which does happen fairly often if the game is being kind to you. And that awesome third trait, which for me is just one of the best traits on any troop in the game. Defends all allies when matching 4 or more gems. Providing she doesn't get stunned, that is a really good thing to have. Wild Queen, super offensive, steals up to 40 attack from an enemy and gives it to the first ally. Then creates a mix of 22 skulls and green gems. The idea is if you put Essence of Evil on the first character, or maybe the second one if they're really low on health and you're predicting at least one skull hit, then even if Wild Queen misses with the skulls, then hopefully you're not going to suffer too much because you've entangled the first or second opponent with Essence of Evil. Leprechaun, we want a good start, so we're going to explode any gems which are there if we can't get a decent start on the colours we want, just to get a nice fast charge on our first troops. And that is it really. The only decisions to be made are sometimes whether to cast Queen Beatrix or Wild Queen if they're both charged at the same time. The way I decide this is if there's a lot of brown on the screen at the same time as green, I may cast Queen Beatrix, sorry. But on the other hand, if there's quite a lot of skulls there, then Wild Queen might be the one to go for. But a lot of it is a judgment call, and that's the best way to think of it. Banners, gone for the spider banner. Want +2 green, +1 purple, -1 red. This ensures we get our green troops charged nice and quickly, and we get extra for the Wild Queen and Leprechaun too. Gone for Frost Mage on this for the minute because it's just a really good class to use. And the traits on that are really handy. You've got that Frostbite on the third trait, which gives a chance to freeze a random enemy when we cast a spell. And the talent trees, I've gone for freeze a random enemy at the start while being immune to frozen ourselves. Anti-magic sphere, so we reduce damage from spells. Start with 50% mana, we want that quick start, that's absolutely essential. Submerge a random ally on 4 or 5 gem matches, which is really good, because if you Green Day, sometimes you're going to get those annoying Gob Truffle teams, and you probably come up against a Queen Beatrix team herself as well, so being submerged from them prevents you taking damage, which is really nice. Explode a yellow gem on 4 or 5 gem matches, which we should do fairly regular because Queen Beatrix does have a habit of creating 4 matches. And I'm not up to 100 on this one yet, but when I do, whichever one of them is most relevant. But for the 100 level trait, it's actually not that good. It's a little bit disappointing there, so not actually missing out from that one. So here we go, off with a typical skeleton key team. Okay, the key is to get, as we say, always take 4 matches, but we want to get Essence of Evil charged nice and quickly. Because they're low level at the moment on their mana, I'm just going to take that directly because we can guarantee we get Essence of Evil charged up. There's no choice here but to put it on that one, but that's not a worry. Always take 4 match skulls when they're there. And because the other 3 are charged, I will cast Beatrix. because sometimes you may want to cast a spell, but on Guild Wars, you want to leave as many people at the end with full mana as you can, but at the same time using as little rounds as possible, which is a tricky balance. So I'm going to cast... Oh, see, I'm in 2 or 3 minds there. On one hand, you could cast Wild Queen, which could wipe them out, but then you've only got 2 people, troops, on full mana. Could cast Leprechaun, which will probably charge Beatrix at the same time, but that's going to use another turn. Or I could explode Essence of Evil, and that's what I'm going to do. That should charge the others as well. Okay, if we get a skull hit here, it's not going to be enough still. 70. Well, we got lucky there, so that's not too bad. We got. See if I explode Leprechaun. Got to find out the actual true scoring system on this and what is better, less rounds in a game to win, or finishing with more troops with full mana. Like here, I could win the game straight away by making that skull match, but I'm only finishing with 2 troops on full mana. But if I explode Leprechaun at the bottom there, the likelihood is I will have 3 people fully charged, but it's going to take an extra round or 2. What is actually better? I'm going to wing it and just go with... And he got dodge. How typical is that? Honestly. It's usually about 20% or 30% dodge. 30%, but you'd swear it is 80% sometimes. But we have got now everybody charged up. So for that reason, I will cast Beatrix, because she's got a chance. She may charge herself back up again, you see. So that kills him. And we didn't get charged up again, but we had 3 people left on full mana, so that's not too bad. 3,268, that was. Reasonable. Everyone's doing really well right now. Like on the first 2 days, the main people have scored really well. Like 9,400 odd is a decent score. I think I had 9,300 something on the first day. So here we go. Who have we got next? The Tina 9000 team. Astral Mother, that was the mythic before Ulor last time. Okay. Gimlet starts on full mana, so they're going to transform all green to brown, so we have to look out for that. So the idea of this is they want to get Tina charged really fast, because Tina is ultra dangerous. Now, because they're going to change green to brown, if I put that on Tina, it doesn't matter. They get a load of brown because they can't use them anyway. We've got quite a lot of green and brown there, so I'm going to go with Beatrix on that cast. And again, didn't get a charge that time, but I think we'll get Cascade, but we didn't. And I'm going to put that on Astral Mother. Just got everybody charged again, because the good thing about Essence of Evil is everybody takes extra damage now as well from Queen Beatrix. We're now doing 98 true scatter damage, but that's exaggerated on these 2 troops that are entangled, and because it's only going to take a small amount of damage on them, this is going to wipe out the other team straight away. That was a very easy win, nice and fast. 1,408, not bad. 2-0. A long way to continue. These teams are starting with a Essence of Evil as well. and 2 converters. So they're going to change blue to yellow. And this is not a converter, it's exploder. And explodes all red gems. So yeah, this is an interesting team, but don't see anything particularly dangerous about it. The way you judge a really good troop or team sometimes is, or the way I'd sometimes decide if a particular troop is actually good or not, is if you see a particular troop in a team that worries you. You know, if you think, oh, I've got to deal with them first. Or that's, you know, like you see a Tina, or you see a Gob Truffle, or you see a Queen Beatrix. It's like, you know, you have to deal with that troop. And that's the sign to me that of a really good troop on a basic level in a really, really straightforward kind of way. If your instinct is they're dangerous, that means that troop is good. If you see a troop in a team that worries you, that troop is good. If you see a troop in a team that gives you hell all the time, you know that they are good. That is, you know, that works. That's a basic instinct thing. Right, so they're going to change blue to yellow. So we've got to make sure we disrupt this if we can, because Ishbala can be a wrecking machine if she gets the right gems. If we explode green, we're not going to explode many, but we're going to do enough to hopefully disrupt that convert, which we did, so good. Now, not much choice here but to wing it and go for a Beatrix. Always look out for possible 4-match drops. Yeah, not much on here apart from to cast Wild Queen, I would suggest. And because there's a lot of purple there, and that's going to charge up Ishbala, I'm going to cast this. Oh, I did want to do it on the first troop, but he was stealthy, so I couldn't, so I got away with that. Because ordinarily you'd want to put Essence of Evil on the first troop to protect you should Wild Queen's spell miss. See, it's quite tempting to go for this potion now, look, because there's so many green there. Do you take the gamble and charge up everyone, or do you go for the safe bet? No, actually, when I explode Essence of Evil on someone that's green, that is going to explode green. Actually, that'll explode purple as well, so I want to do that, because that should explode that green potion and get me a load of green as well. It did. I'm going to do a new video all about potions, because potions are a game changer in the game. The way you can use them to your advantage is absolutely superb, and they've made a huge difference. The fact that potion was there was the one thing that decided what spell I was going to use and who I put it on, and that's really important. The Beatrix. And another Beatrix. Yeah, she's on form right now. Again, same as other teams, I don't always take 4 matches on a troop where I'm casting and want to get more of their colour. Look, on Beatrix, she creates 9 green and 9 brown gems. So I wouldn't always take this, because I want to leave as many brown and green on the board as possible. And I don't actually need them because we're already charged. So I'll just cast her again like that. And that's left us 20 to get charged again. And now we're going to wipe out the team. Another straightforward, quick victory. 1,518 points. It's good. This is going good. Now this team is super dangerous. This team that we're fighting now can absolutely obliterate us if we just get a bad start, because it is absolutely evil. It is designed to just wreck green teams. Doesn't sound much, deal 39 damage with a 50% chance to hit the wrong enemy. But if the enemy uses green, deal triple damage. That's already going to become 120, 117 damage. And it gets worse. Place Hunter's Mark on enemies when doing skull damage. And deal double damage. It's basically a one-hit death with skulls, if you're green, which we are. So that thing is absolutely lethal. And it gets worse because even if we entangle the first opponent by using something like Archer, an Archer class where you can entangle the enemy, the first enemy at the start of the game, they're going to cast that straight away and cleanse them straight away. So there's no point even switching to Archer to get the first opponent entangled. And if they're lucky with that at the start, then we can get wrecked in one turn. We really can. I've seen it happen. And there again, create skulls. This is all about creating skulls and just obliterating us. So we now pray to the god of green that we get a whole load of green on the board at once to cast Essence of Evil onto Savage Hunter. Otherwise we could be in a world of trouble. And on first glance, this is not good. There's green there, but I was looking to drop something like them down for a 4-match, but we can't. Right, so now this is all about avoiding skulls if we can and stopping anything like this. Convert all yellow gems to skulls. So, really don't want that to happen. They're everywhere, look. Yellow there, that's going to do that. Right, that's the only one that's a real problem. There's no way of disrupting that by right now unless we explode Leprechaun. And that explodes that, which should disrupt that one. So that's our only choice. We have to. That worked out okay. Right, we survived the first potential onslaught, which could have been a wrecker to our team on the very first round. And Deathmark looks like it's kicked in immediately on Savage Hunter, so that threat is gone. And their whole team was almost based on that one troop. So with him out of the way, this should be a walk in the park now. Against that team with that Savage Hunter, it was all about literally surviving that first round of if they can cast and Fist of Zorn comes in and things like that. It's like it's devastating. I've seen teams get absolutely wrecked on the first round and have one turn and get absolutely destroyed. Oh, they're stealthy, so I'll put it on Fist of Zorn. This is why Beatrix is so good, you see, because that Writhing Staff has entangled us. But with Beatrix, that's a 4-match. So we get immediately cleansed. I'll use Wild Queen because she hasn't seen a lot of action yet. Reduce her attack to 0 while boosting up the first troops. Ordinarily I might take that skull hit, but it's tempting to take that potion because this is interesting, because even though we don't use red, there's so much red there that the likelihood is we'll get a 4-match on red, which will cause other cascades to happen. So I'm going to do that. I'm only red on my ulti and go for it, and it worked. Now we can get a green look and the skull hit at the same time, which is good. We'll do that. And we've got a 4-match, which I didn't see. And they have a submerge. Did not observe that. Damn you! I think we can put that on. Oh, we can't be stealthy. It's annoying when something like that happens and slows the game down, which ordinarily would have been over by now. No point doing Essence of Evil again, because I've only just done that on them. Oh, I would have brought to a couple of skull matches there, and it would have been game over. Alright, let's get him out of the way so I can concentrate on the last opponent now, who will no longer be stealthy because he's the last opponent. And that is enough to wipe them out. And we had everybody charged at the end as well, so that is pretty decent. 1,602, good. Going good. Now, Mr. Paragon, what you got? Your typical life and death with the Reckoning Reaver team. bring it on. Okay, it's gone really well so far, so we just need this for a really good 5-0. But with everybody starting fast on their side, I need to get lucky with Leprechaun. We didn't. Really need a 4-match somewhere to get the ball rolling properly, but we'll have to start with just settling for getting charged. Oh, they're taking some mana away. Arrgh, what an annoying team. I have to take that hit on Essence of Evil because I need the charge. We've got a lucky 4-match there, that's good. Right, I'm going to cast Essence of Evil because, again, it stops the first troop doing damage and can wipe them straight away. And we got a good explosion there, which gave us another turn. Really, really cool. And it does extra damage when we cast Beatrix. There's quite a lot of green there, so I'm going to go with Beatrix. Or shall I put another Essence of Evil on them? Yeah, I'm going to level up. That's the only thing with Essence of Evil. One of the benefits of it when you boost it up, when you upgrade it, is it can change the first enemy to a frog, which sometimes you don't actually want because sometimes they're really near death, and then you change them to a super high-powered frog. Not good. So I'm going to go with Essence of Evil again. Because that damage I've done then, you see, they hit us, but it didn't do anything because they're entangled too. Now I'm going to cast Beatrix to get an extra turn, let's see. We'll take that anyway, even though we don't need it. We may get some cascades and skull drops, which we did, which is excellent and what we want. Again, everybody charged, no need to actually take that. It's beneficial to leave green on screen. And again. Now, really want that Arachian Weaver out of the way. 63. Yes, very nearly killing our Wild Queen. The only thing that's weak about this team they've got here, which I don't like about it, is it doesn't have a summon. We usually like to have a troop that summons on a Guild Wars team, because if you lose someone randomly to a death mark or just an assassination or something just almost out of your control sometimes, then it's really good to have a troop that summons, because you get more points if you have a full roster of troops at the end. Now I'm in about 15 different minds what to do at the moment, because I could cast Essence of Evil again on that spider at the start there, which would be handy because we were only on 126 health, and see if we get a lucky explosion which gives us a extra turn. There's a lot of green there, so it could be worth doing Beatrix. I'll do Beatrix. Go with my instinct. Usually go with your instinct. If you put many hours into this game and you get an instinct of what to do next, that's your sort of inner subconscious sort of giving you a clue of what is the best thing to do. So usually roll with your gut instinct. Want to make sure everybody's charged up first before they are, yeah, and then this should... Oh, they get yet another backup summon thing. Damn you. Oh, well. That's produced her. That life and death is a hell of a weapon. It really is good. Especially used with the right class, with the correct traits. Extremely good. Let's see if we get lucky with Wild Queen. Alright, put that on them, so we don't want tons more spiders appearing. Get 4 mats there. I think I'll have to settle for that because Beatrix is nearly charged, but 3 out of 4 charges not bad. It was the Paragon opponent, so it's 5-0 on day 2 Green Day. And I think that's quite good points. Yeah, 1,706. So let's see what that does on the scoreboard. Puts me in the lead against the other opponents there. They're yet to play, so we'll see what happens later with them. But yeah, I think that was a fairly decent score, and there's a good green team for you to use there. If you enjoyed the video, remember to consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons and the notifications so you don't miss anything. And overall, most of all, thanks for watching. Catch you again next time. Bye for now.